the best wrestler from every WWE era. Now we just looked at the worst wrestler of every WWE era, so now it's only fair to look at the best wrestler ever, starting with the Golden Age. And even though the Golden Age of wrestling in the 80s and early 90s didn't put a focus on in-ring talent, there was without question some iconic names that are considered, even by today's standard, as some of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Names such as Macho Man Randy Savage, Mr. Perfect, and Rick Rude were all incredible in-ring performers who were able to attain the masses through their promo and character work while still delivering exceptional performances in the squared circle. In terms of who was the best wrestler from the respective era, that not likely goes to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, whose body of work during his WWE run has aged like fine wine, and Steamboat is cited by several wrestlers of the modern era as the inspiration for starting their journey of becoming a pro wrestler. The New Generation Era. The New Generation Era is considered as a low period for some fans. The WWE product wasn't as hot, yet one of the things WWE did do well was push incredible in-ring talents in the main event scene. Names such as Razor Ramon, Bret Hart, and Shawn Michaels would become household names, and each of these excelled in the position that they were put in. WWE also had the legendary Owen Hart on their roster, and although the Black Heart wasn't used to his full potential, if Owen was able to showcase his talent, he reminded the world why he was one of the best to ever lace up a pair of boots. In terms of who the greatest wrestler of the New Gen era was, the two names that fans will ultimately be torn on will be Hart and HBK. Both were magnificent in the ring, yet it likely just comes down to a subjective preference. Hart was able to have a great match with anyone up and down the roster, and Hart was also a selfless performer, meaning he had no issues making talent further down the card look as good as humanly possible. HBK, however, whilst also gifted in the ring, was able to excel in the flashier elements of WWE, such as character work and promo delivery. The Attitude Era. The Attitude Era remains the single most successful time period in WWE history. WWE became a pop culture staple, and this is thanks to a riveting product as well as wrestlers such as Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Mick Foley, and The Undertaker, who all helped take WWE to the next level. Whilst the Attitude Era product was popular, there was always criticism directed towards the in-ring product. The in-ring product was never focused on during this time, instead they liked to focus on storytelling, characters, and outlandish segments and moments. This criticism has definitely been heightened in recent years, as some of the content from the Attitude Era fails to hold up, yet as WWE pushed into the year 2000, as Vince Russo exited WWE for WCW, a shift began to take place in the company. WWE was still very much exciting within the world of the Attitude Era in 2000, yet when names such as Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero, and Chris Benoit became regulars on TV, they had no choice but to feature their in-ring skills. Slowly but surely, WWE put a focus on the in-ring work, and this coincided with compelling storylines, which resulted in 2000 being one of the most financially successful and acclaimed years of the company to date. It's a difficult task to pinpoint who was the best in-ring talent of this era, yet this accolade likely goes to Kurt Angle. Angle was delivering from the moment he appeared on TV in late 1999, and just a few short months into his run in the company, he was already having classic matches with the likes of The Rock and Triple H. The Ruthless Aggression Era. When names such as The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin took a step back from WWE, they needed to make new stars as a matter of urgency. WWE looked up and down their roster, and as the product was moving away from the Attitude Era, they coined the new era as the Ruthless Aggression Era. And this era put a new focus on stars, yet matches were given way more time to shine, and there was a reignited focus on the art of wrestling. Names such as John Cena, Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, and Batista were all pushed into the main event scene, and all of these became legendary names, with Cena even becoming the face of the entire company for the next decade. So many names from this celebrated era were known for their in-ring work, and once again, it's a difficult task to name just one specific wrestler. There were the likes of Shelton Benjamin, who despite mainly being in a mid-card role, had excellent matches each and every week. There were also names such as Shawn Michaels, who despite being much older, was still defending his title of being the greatest ever in every aspect of being a WWE star. There was also Kurt Angle, who during this era was truly in a different league. Every single match Angle had was exceptional, and when he had dream matches against the likes of The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, they somehow exceeded already high expectations. Angle's body of work between 2002 to 2006 is truly unmatched, and to say that Angle was the best wrestler of the two consecutive eras may be hyperbole, yet Angle was truly in a world of his own. The PG Era. WWE officially classed the PG era as running between 2008 to 2013. Although the PG era continued following 2013, they like to brand the 2014 and 2016 era as the reality era. The PG era between 2008 to 2013 was an era in which a lot of fans switched off from the product. WWE appealing to a more family-friendly demographic wasn't for everyone, yet this era did see the introduction of some of the finest workers in WWE history. Names such as Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins were all commonly featured during this era, and each time these men stepped in the ring, fans knew that they were in store for a pro wrestling clinic. Bryan ultimately stands out as being the best of this era. A strong portion of fans in the modern era class Bryan as the modern day greatest of all time, which is a fair assessment as Bryan's work over the past 2 decades has been nothing short of incredible. Bryan during this time was putting it all together as a character, and when this was combined with in-ring work that only seemed to get better and better, he gradually over time became a main event star in the company. Bryan had standout matches against the likes of John Cena, Triple H, Randy Orton, and even The Miz, and Bryan's career came full circle when he became WWE Champion in the main event of WrestleMania 30. The reality era. WWE tends to use the reality era label to discuss the time period where they were obsessed with blurring the lines between reality and fiction. This was also a period in which WWE were utterly enamored with social media, which whilst was a smart move for them, they often use social media platforms like Tout and Facebook in ways that could be detrimental to the product. The New Era. According to WWE's official website, the New Era started in 2016. Although not explicitly stated, we can assume that this ended in 2022 when Triple H took over WWE. One name in particular stands out between 2016 to 2022, and that is AJ Styles. When AJ signed with WWE in 2016, nobody knew how he'd be booked. Yet when he was given a chance to headline pay-per-view events against Roman Reigns, AJ delivered some of the best work of his entire career. What followed was an all-time classic match against the likes of Reigns, John Cena, Daniel Bryan, and Seth Rollins. AJ's work was so incredible during this time period that he was chosen to have The Undertaker's final match at WrestleMania 36, which is arguably an honor bigger than any world title. Finally, the Renaissance Era. The Renaissance Era represents an era where Vince McMahon exited WWE and Triple H took over WWE Creative. The past few years have taken WWE to new heights as their business is booming and the product is acclaimed by fans. This era has produced names that are insanely over and are also tremendous inside the ring. Names such as Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens, Bayley, Io Sky, Becky Lynch, to name a few, have really excelled in the new era, and their matches have been some of the finest matches of the past decade. Whilst the in-ring work from most of the roster has been stellar, the work of one man stands out, and that is Gunther. Gunther's record-breaking Intercontinental title reign was exceptional, and every single defense that Gunther had was either outstanding or a bona fide classic. This reign made Gunther considered by many to not just be the best wrestler in WWE, but the best wrestler on the planet. But there you have it, folks, the best wrestler from every WWE era. Do you guys agree? Let us know in the comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.